Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Check Me. I want to talk about this Alabama-Wisconsin game, but more or less mainly about Alabama and the development of Jalen Milroe. I've been critical of Jalen Milroe over the past 3 years about his development, um, him as a quarterback, as a player, and a lot of this effect is affected by the offensive play design. And we have to understand. I always say we have to understand, but Jalen Milroe is the ideal creative player. Big arm, good mechanics. He can put the ball where it needs to be. He can run the ball. He breaks tackles. He takes off downhill. There's a lot of good that Jalen Milroe can do with Alabama, and counting for 5 touchdowns in the first, 10 touchdowns in the first two games, really is unheard of a quarterback. When you talk about a Heisman potential or Heisman hopeful, he has that. So I mean the first two games, what is it? The first two games first 3 games, he's passed for 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and ran for 6. So if you look at it in 3 games, he's essentially averaging 2.5 touchdowns passing, and then he's gonna get you at least 2 on the ground. So 4 touchdowns a game. Of course, you play Wisconsin, USF, and Western Kentucky. I don't think these are really strong opponents, but I think there are opponents on your schedule. But what we haven't seen from Jalen Milroe is him develop as a passer, and this is the thing that I'm most concerned with. It's also the play design's fault as well too, but um, we have to take a look at uh, Jalen Milroe being able to pass the ball against complex defenses against the blitz, which he has not faced really before. At USF, when he played USF, they really struggled. He really struggled when they blitzed him. He doesn't know how to navigate around the blitz other than take off or go back up. Your athleticism can't get you out of these blitzes most of the time, right? Most of the time, you want to be able to navigate these blitzes, understand where they're coming from. This is the biggest difference between the NFL and college. You can blitz a quarterback in college and get away with it all game. In NFL, you really can't do that. You have to disguise it a little bit more. Some of these blitzes that USF sent were more apparent. They didn't do that really in Wisconsin. They were afraid of getting beat. But I think Jalen Milroe, he passed well, didn't pass much. He ran the ball well. But the success is not going to be from him majority having 14 carries a game. I'd like to see Alabama win a game where Jalen Milroe doesn't run the ball 10 times, where he may pass the ball 20 sometimes, and most of the gain of the win comes from his ability to slice up the defense, the passer. Now, the offensive play design is not this really. The plays aren't designed for him to sit back and show and have quick outlet routes that he can throw to, or quick concepts he can throw to, combined with mid to deep concepts. It's mostly okay. It's 2nd and 6. All receivers are pretty much going downfield, or it's a one read. Jalen Milroe, for him to beat the Alabama to be the better teams, he's gonna have to become a better passer, and we have not seen that. He has had different offenses, but this is one drawback of Jalen Milroe is him not being able to develop year over year as a passer, and we really haven't seen it. Nick Saban I think the reason why Nick Saban quit was because of Jalen Milroe, and when you become a better passer of the football, you can beat these better teams as opposed to just looking good against Wisconsin, USF, and Western Kentucky. But do you look good against Texas? Do you look good against Georgia? Alabama's schedule doesn't get easier from here. You have a bye week. The next game you play is Georgia, right? You get Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Tennessee. I like that quarterback in Tennessee. Then you got Missouri, LSU, Mercer, Oklahoma, Auburn. So you're finishing the last 2 games against Oklahoma and Auburn. Every game is even more meaningful in the SEC now. You know, we're you look at the SEC, there are what? How many teams? You have only three teams in the SEC don't have a winning record. And remember, Kentucky is 0-2, is 1-2, and they just took Georgia, the best team in football, college football, to the shit. Well, the ranked best team in college football, to the shit. So, Jalen Milroe, for him to beat the better teams, be a better passer. I think the defense is doing their thing on the back end. They're playing sound football, but Alabama is not going to beat the better teams with Jalen Milroe just running the ball, and that's something we have to pay attention to and really be aware of as he starts to as Jalen Milroe starts to play these hard teams rather than these hogwash teams that they've been playing recently.